But he's back, my friends. Renato Moicano back on the program. It's good to have him on. There he is, Money Moicano. Hello. Money Moicano has, what do you got? You got your own graphics, Money Moicano?
What's up? What's up? I'm trying to step up my game.
This is unbelievable, Renato. How are you, my friend?
Very good. How about you? Thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you, everybody watching.
You're a freaking legend.
It's very good to be here.
Renato, no one has ever come on the program with their own graphics. I'm blown away by this.
Yeah, I'm trying. You know, like I say, I want to promote my merch. I want to promote my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for the platform and thank you so much for to be here.
Yes, so the breakdown podcasts are over at patreon.com/moneymoicano. What do you do over there? What kind of content can we get over there?
Actually, what I do is I do like YouTube videos. So if you're watching this podcast right now, Ariel Hawani has a big time podcast. He talks about MMA all day. And to me, I'm really small yet, but I do like predictions video. I talk about fighters, you know, especially fighters that I know, like Grant Dawson. He's going to fight Bobby Green, a guy that was supposed to fight. Bobby Green even tried to call me out, but unfortunately I was injured. So I just do podcast, like full breakdown podcast of UFC and talk about MMA in general. So if you want to help us to grow, Money Moicano channel on YouTube. And we have the Patreon, of course, because on Patreon, I do like long format podcast. So I spend like 1 hour, 2 hours just talking about MMA or whatever, you know.
Incredible. Now, do you do most of these by yourself or do you have guests on?
Sometimes we have guests. Sometimes we have guests. Like last week, 2 weeks ago, I went to Believe You Me podcast of Michael Bisping and
Anthony Smith. Yes,
and Anthony Smith. We had a great time, and they both say they're going to do my podcast. I ask you too if you want to come to my podcast.
You never asked me. You never asked me. Oh, this is the first time you asked me, right? That you've never asked me privately. Okay. Yes, of course.
No, I'm asking like if you want to go.
It would be an honor.
And like chat. That would be great. But mostly it's people from America Top Team, right? Because it's easy. So I have Thiago Moises, Grant Dawson, and Zach Omeya, and I'm going to bring more people. But mostly I like to talk about the fights that are coming up, you know.
I thought you were going to say mostly you like to talk about money, stocks, bonds, things of that nature, investments.
Yes, of course. That's other sides of the business, but people don't like to talk about money. I love it. Every day I go to the gym and I try to talk about money with other people and they say, no, get over here, bro. They want to talk about
Why?
MMA.
It's prize fighting. This whole thing is about money, no?
Yeah, Ariel, but it's funny because people don't like to admit that, right? I think people are afraid that people are gonna calling them greedy or they're going to call it them like they don't have like I don't know, they don't think about the other people. I just think like money is honest as it can be, you know, money is honest. So that's why I like money.
I appreciate your honesty because at the end of the day, everyone's doing everything for money, right? I do this job for money. We all want to provide. There's nothing wrong with that, but I think in society, it's almost become taboo to talk about these things. The fans would rather you say, I just want to fight for the belt. I just want to fight for the glory, for the honor. You can't go to the bank and deposit a belt. You can't go to the bank and deposit glory. And you know what I mean? It's nice to have those things. End of the day, you're prize fighters. You fight for money. So I appreciate you talking about that. Now, speaking of that, Renato, what has this year been like for you? Because you have the great win at Madison Square Garden. Then you're supposed to fight Arman Tsarukyan, but unfortunately you get hurt. So has it been difficult to earn money when you're not fighting?
Fortunately, like I am smart with my money, you know. Like I said the other time that I went here on the podcast, I like watches, I like car, I like all that stuff. But I do save most of my money and I do invest most of my money. So I'm okay, you know. I can spend. I have like I don't know how to say it in English, but it's like a reserva de emergência, like a safety for 6 months, a safety for 1 year. And I have like my investments, they are all separate, you know, so I can live my life even if I cannot fight for 2 years, I will have money. And that's just the way I think, because as a fighter, we have no guarantee. We have no safety. So I always like to be very smart with my money and with my investments.
What happened before the Arman fight? Why did you have to withdraw?
I was training to that fight. I was so happy, that to get uh, a fight that everybody was afraid of and everybody was talking about him. That people are dodging him. He's a normal guy. He's training here at ATT. I trained with him before. He's tough. But guess what? I'm tougher. But the problem was I had a knee injury. I tore my meniscus and I had to do a surgery. So I'm recovering. I get back to the training and hopefully somebody accept that fight.
So you're good to go? You're 100% now?
I would not say 100%. Depends. If I know Tony Ferguson went to the show. Man, I could beat Paddy Pimblett even with no knee, brother. If that was Paddy Pimblett, I would beat him with one leg. But since we are professionals and we are fighting UFC, I'm not clear yet. But December, I will be good. I will be good to go. And I am already on training, and I have my eyes on some people. The division is a mess right now. As you can see, like people, like we have guys like Michael Chandler, like he's delusional right now. Conor is not gonna fight him. I don't think we're going to. Maybe never again, because I don't know. Conor is on another level of craziness right now. We can see from the past 2 years how many polemics and how many stuff he's been doing outside UFC, and I think he loves the attention, but he doesn't like to fight anymore. So, Chandler, get over, my brother. You're not gonna have this fight, and I don't know what Chandler is going to do, but other than that, we have the title fight, of course, Charles Oliveira, and we have a couple guys like Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier. I don't know what these guys are going to do, but we have guys like Dan Hooker. He doesn't have a fight. I would love to finish him on the first round. On the first round, my brother, because Ariel, I am the best jiu-jitsu of the division right now. I have 10 rear naked choke finish. 10. We don't see anybody that had 10 rear naked choke.
Sure.
And I guarantee you, if he accepts to fight me, I will finish him the first round.
Yes, I saw your tweet. We're showing it on the screen now. You said, hopefully soon. Is this the fight that they're talking about, you versus Dan Hooker?
Yes, I don't know what's going on. I think Dan Hooker he's want to fight Dustin Poirier, but that fight is not gonna happen. From what I heard, he's waiting on Dustin Poirier. But let's be honest, Dustin Poirier doesn't have to fight Dan Hooker because he already beat Dan Hooker, and Dustin is on another level too of legacy, of like title fights. I think Dustin will fight RDA. I don't know why. I'd never heard any conversation about that, but that a fight that makes sense. He can go to 170. RDA was a former 155 champion. But my whole problem with the division right now is Dan Hooker. I want to fight Dan Hooker, If Dan Hooker doesn't want to fight, I can fight Jalin Turner. We already agreed on the fight a couple months ago. I was scrolling to Instagram and he was asking for a fight, and I say, hey, I can go even November, and he say, okay, let's do that. And people are not sending me the contract. I don't know what's going on, but can be both. Dan Hooker is better because he's above on the rankings, but Jalin Turner can have it too, can be finished on the first round too.
I love it. You're chomping at the bit here. You want to get back in there. You're ready to go. I like it. I like what you say about the division as well. But one thing I do want to ask you about, not that I don't believe you, but Charles Oliveira is also in this division. You think your jiu-jitsu is better than Charles Oliveira? Most submissions in UFC history.
No, I don't want to be disrespectful with him, but I feel his jiu-jitsu is better on the ground, not on the ground, on the guard.
Got it.
But I dare you to watch my fights in UFC and see how I control, how I take the back and how I finish. I have like 100% of finish rate on the back. If I get your back, you're done, And that's what's going to happen with Dan Hooker. I will cut the distance, shoot for takedowns, get his back, and finish him. And then 11 wins by submission, and I will be shooting for the top guys of the division, top 5, because Moicano wants money.
It's the best. Can I get that shirt over at moneymoicano.com? Is there a Moicano Wants Money shirt?
Of course. I'm glad that you asked because you're
Yes.
doing the promotion for me, my
Yes,
brother.
yes, of
Thank you so much.
course. This is what we
That's why you're a TV guy. You know the timing.
Yes,
Your
yes,
time
yes.
is perfect.
Thank you, thank
So
you.
that's one of
Ah, that's a
my
great
first.
one. I like
Yeah,
that one.
money,
Wow.
Moicano. You see the Benjamins? Look at the
I
Benjamins, my
love the
brother.
Benjamins. That's
Yeah.
tremendous.
So we not only have that, we
Yes?
have a lot of design. So if you want to help us, if you are an MMA fan, first of all, if you are an MMA fan, you have to support the fighters, through the YouTube channel.
Yes.
A lot of fighters are doing YouTube channels, are trying to get their names over, like to people to know them, the personalities, and that's what I'm trying to do. Money Moicano YouTube and moneymoicano.com, and we have a lot of stuff. We have hats, and soon we're gonna have even more stuff. So if you want to help us, take a look, and it's a very good material, and we deliver worldwide. So you in Australia, you in England, USA, doesn't matter. Go over
Amazing.
there and get your fucking merch, my brother.
Yes, I love. Can I ask you a question, Renato? I love
Of
everything
course.
that you're doing now, and I love your personality, and that you're doing all kinds of stuff like this, the breakdowns, the merch. But you've been in the UFC since 2014, almost 10 years now, and the Renato Moicano that I see today isn't the same guy that we met 10 years ago. And I know people grow up and evolve and
Yeah.
mature, but when did you realize, hey, I need to start speaking to the public like this? I need to maybe do interviews in English. I need to start putting out merch, content. When did the light go off in your head that this is something that you need to do?
Another time, your timing is awesome, and,
Oh, okay, here we
and
go.
that's what I want to talk about, and that's what I talk in my podcast. Like because, like I say, I like the podcast because it's a long format and you
Yeah.
can explain your point. It's not like TV. You have 5 minutes to 2 minutes to make your whole point. And remember, I don't speak in English, so in a podcast I talked about that. The fight that changed everything for me was the Jose Aldo fight. Because like I say, I was the favorite on the fight. So when you're gonna fight a legend and you are the favorite, everybody is on your side. Because Vegas is on your side. I was not a big favorite. I was not a huge favorite, but I was like a minus 150, something like that. Still impressive. Even I was surprised about that because I grew up watching Jose Aldo. But my whole point is everybody was supporting me, and I was thinking about legacy, and I was thinking about the belt and this and that. But guess what? When I lost, everybody just um, gone. Everybody was gone, even friends and family. And I start to realize that I say, man, people just like you because you winning. So they don't like you. They like your winnings. And that's why. And I say, man, so I don't want to be famous. Of course I want to have the belt because of the money, but why I am fighting for? And I realized that I was fighting for money, because I don't, if you like me, that's awesome. If you are Money Moicano fan, that's awesome, but in the end of the day, I have to take care of myself, and I start to learn about investments, because in Brazil especially, people think rich people are greed, rich people are bad. And I wanted to change that because it doesn't matter if you're rich, if you're poor, what matters is your actions, And I want to have money to can be the same way I am, being home, watching TV, being with my family, and provide. Like, let's say I want to go to Brazil, I go to Brazil, and I start to realize that everything is everything. Like, let's say your YouTube show, why is successful? Because people want to watch you, so people can advertise on your page. So everything is business. And I start to realize that even training is an investment. You spend 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 1 month, like investing to go over there and perform so people can watch you, and UFC can sell pay-per-view. So everything that you do, you know your wage is somebody's money. So the economy, when I start to learn about economy, I start to learn about politics, because I didn't know what politics was. And I thought, what is democracy? What's the republic? And I start to read books about Rome, and like republic, and Greece, and like French Revolution, American Revolution. And that changed my life. And
Wow.
after that, I become a father. And I remember the day that my son was born. I remember I'm thinking, now I'm screwed because I have to take care of this motherfucker for the rest of my life. Was like a stone that fell into my head, and I say, no, now it's time to make money. Now it's time to have a good home in a good place, and give everything that this guy needs, and not only money but guidance. Guidance and like uh, support, and everything that he needs to be a good human being. A man, and to be like a law-abiding citizen. I think my son, listen, Ariel, my son, he has 3 years old.
Yeah.
He speaks English and Portuguese. He knows how to do math, like 1+1=2. He know all the 50 states. So everything that I do, me and my wife, is for making him like a good human being, a good character, learn about money, learn about investments, and learn about the world, because the world is a crazy place.
Amen. Wow, what an answer. By the way, your son is doing jiu-jitsu, right? I saw a picture.
Yes, he started to do jiu-jitsu.
That's amazing. Do you want him to be a fighter? Like if he says to you, Daddy, I want to be like you, I want to be a UFC fighter, what would you say?
That's going to up to him. I don't want to have any control. Of course, I want to guide him on the right path. And what's the right path? It's to be intelligent, to know about his world, know about politics, to be like a complete human being, and to be a complete human being, like they used to see even in Greece, you have to have the mental health and the body. So I want the jiu-jitsu for him to be fit, to him to be able to deal with anxiety and judgments and stuff, and to be fit and to be ready. But I want him to be wherever he wants, in the meaning that he can choose his own path. But I don't want him to be lazy or arrogant. I want to be. I think that's my motive, right now, and that changed my completely. Of course, you are a father. I know you're a father, and if you are a father, sometimes sounds cliche, but this is the truth. When you bring somebody to this world, you have to guide, and that's why I think the world is so full of shit right now, because some people, they don't give a shit about that, about family values and what you do to make the world better. And I think everything passed to the kids, and that is my goal right now. I want to have more kids, and I want to shape him to be a good human being, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but specifically, if he says he wants to be a fighter, would you be okay with that?
Yes, of course, 100%.
Yeah, no, I know sometimes maybe.
But I don't want to force him
I get that.
to be a fighter.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure. By the way, what message would you give to Michael Chandler right now? I see he was tweeting even very recently, I got all the time in the world, all this stuff. What would you say to him right now?
Really?
Yeah.
I would say all the time of the world with 39 years old. I don't think you're in the right place, man. I am 34, and that's why I'm trying to fight this year, because I'm not getting any younger, and we have to be honest with ourselves. And I'm getting older, so that's why I want to take advantage of that. I have 2 or 3 years on the high level, and Ariel, I do believe you can ask everybody on the gym. I do believe that I can be world champion, but I have to start right now. And my advice to Michael Chandler, I don't even try to fight him. That's just advice. Try to fight, my brother. Your best years are being. You're getting older, brother. You're getting older. Try to make one more run, trying to fight the opponent. But right now, it's very hard to fight opponents on the division. The division is all full, is booked. And I don't know, after that, I think the winner is going to try to fight Volkanovski. So 155 right now is in a mess.
But speaking of money, can't you make the case, hey, he's so close to getting this big money fight, it makes sense to wait just a little bit longer than to take another fight against someone else who is less important, less popular?
Yes, I know what you mean, but I know he wants the Conor McGregor fight, but let's be honest, we don't know.
You don't think Conor is going to do it? You don't think he ultimately fights Michael Chandler?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't think so.
Why not?
First, USADA, we don't even know when he's going to. And to be honest with you, look to the social media. Conor McGregor is going full crazy every day, brother. Every day he looks like I think he got so big that his ego just mess him up because you could see Conor was always cocky talking about like, but he was trying to talk real, even on the Jose Aldo fights and on the old fights. But right now he's just a mess, and I don't think he's going to fight ever. But I could be wrong. Of course, this is just my opinion. I don't know nothing about Conor McGregor's life, but I think like even if Chandler wait like let's say 6 months to 1 year for fight Conor McGregor, and that fight doesn't happen, he's going to waste precious time because he's old. Look, man. I know you look like you think you're a teenager or something, but you old, brother. Check your fucking ID.
Yes, no, I mean he's in good shape. It's a tough predicament. It really does. I could see both. I could see both vantage points, but I appreciate your insight. Can I ask? We are rapidly approaching. We're less than 3 weeks away from the lightweight title fight in your division, right? Islam Makhachev against Charles Oliveira, 2 rematch of a fight that happened last October. Who does Money Moicano think is going to win this fight?
Man, this year before Sean Strickland, I was sure.
Oh yeah,
I was sure like Islam would dominate him again, even on Abu Dhabi. But Sean Strickland went to Australia and beat Easy at least 4 rounds, like completely domination. And I just think, I don't know, man, something this year is the underdog year, so maybe Charles can pull this out. But being realistic, I don't think. I hope Charles Oliveira beat Islam. I think that would be better for the division. I think Charles Oliveira is one of the most exciting fighters to watch. He always come to brawl. He like the Dariush fight. He always take chances, and that's why sometimes he looks just brilliant because he take chances.
yeah.
And maybe he can knock or even finish Islam, but in the reality, if you look the styles, especially in Abu Dhabi, and I think Charles Oliveira is flying to Abu Dhabi 1 week before the fight again. So I don't see. I hope he beats Islam, but I don't see he beating Islam, especially because this is a Muslim country, Arabic country, and I think like it's a very tough fight for Charles Oliveira. So I have Islam Makhachev winning.
What about your fellow Brazilian, Paulo Costa Borrachinha with the secret juice? Can he beat Khamzat?
Man, I think UFC wants so bad. UFC wants so bad Kazimot to be a star.
Yeah.
And everybody knows why. Because he's muscling. And believe me or not, I think UFC wants the share of this market, because we have a lot of Americans, we have Brazilians. So the whole, the West market is very good and established. But since Khabib is not fighting anymore, and since Islam is not a big star here right now, he's the best lightweight of the world, but he's not the most exciting, and people don't like him. I don't know, it's his charisma, his persona. So I think UFC wants so bad a Muslim fighter that can represent Abu Dhabi, the oil money, the Russians. If you see to a market perspective, of course, UFC wants to make this guy the biggest Muslim star ever, and he has everything to do that. He's funny. Everybody likes him. He's a very good fighter. And I think stylistically, he's going to beat Paulo Costa just because UFC wants.
Oh, no. What do you think? There's some shady stuff going on behind the scenes?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you look, UFC is one of the most successful business enterprises in the whole world.
Sure.
They just did this merge with the WWE and TKO. So what I mean is, usually UFC does the right stuff on the business side. They are the best by far. You don't have another, not even MMA promotion, like a martial arts promotion that have the same level of marketing and the way they pull the fights and the way. So I just think they know that's a very good matchup for him, especially in Abu Dhabi. And I think usually when UFC wants something, they get it. So I think, of course, Paulo Costa has what it takes to beat, especially because he's bigger than Kazimot, but Kazimot is just too athletic and too good of wrestler. And if he puts Borrachinha Paulo Costa one time down, that's going to be a hard fight for him.
I'm very curious to see what happens to you now and then. I don't know if you know this, but I was talking to some people close to the teams. It's 3 weeks before the fight, and they're both in the same hotel. And I was told that it's a small hotel with just a couple of elevators. This could be a potential problem, right? What if they see each other? These guys don't like each other in the hotel for 3 weeks leading up to the fight. This is a problem, right? Playing with fire.
That's a problem that I want this problem to go down. I love this kind of promotions, and I hope they brawl because that's gonna sell pay-per-views, Before, like you say, why you change so much? Because when I start on the UFC, I
Yeah.
only think about this kind of stuff. Oh, I have to go over there and fight. No, you have to promote the fight. And I think Paulo Costa knows how to promote the fight. If he's being real, the money that UFC is paying him, a lot of people say he's not telling the truth, but Paulo Costa know how to sell the fight, and I think UFC likes that. And let's see. I hope he see Kazimate and he tries to fight Kazimate on the hotel. It's gonna be huge for the promotion.
Are you excited about Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis?
Not really. Not really. Not really.
No?
Not really. I know people like because he's being wild on Twitter and stuff. I don't really like that kind of stuff because he went too far. And Dylan Dennis is such a dislikable guy. I don't know why people like him so much, in the meaning that he's on the talks all the time. But I just don't like the guy. And I don't know much about Logan Paul and Jake Paul, to be very honest, because that's not my world. My world is MMA. My world is different than that. Especially because I'm a Brazilian, so I didn't grow up watching these guys. So I don't know why they are so famous. I think they are so dumb, So I don't really care about that. And most likely, I would never pay to watch a pay-per-view boxing of these two motherfuckers.
Okay, so you're not going to watch it.
Most likely not. Maybe
Okay.
to make some content, because now I'm trying to be a YouTuber, so I have to be
Yeah,
full on
that's
this,
right.
all the craziness, But as a fan, because I'm a fan, I would not pay to watch.
And by the way, what is going on with these officials? I saw you talking about or tweeting about Chris Tognoni and then the draw, Valentina Shevchenko, Alexa Grasso. What do you think the problem is here? How do we fix this?
I don't know if the problem is to put like old MMA fighters, because from what I heard, the former UFC fighter did pretty wrong on the last UFC.
Who?
Chris Lieben, right?
Yeah.
Chris Lieben. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that, but I know the judges, they fucked up, but I was biased on the Chris Tognoni fight because 100% for me, he stopped the fight early against Fiziev, my fight. So of course I will hold a grudge against him, because I know it's business, but man, I got mad every time that I watched the fight. Of course, Fiziev got me good with the combination, but I was ready. And for me, as a fighter, I don't think I am thinking about my well-being. I don't think about my safety when I'm fighting. Is not this guy, is another guy. I want to kill and I want to survive what it takes. So I think, I don't know if this is smart or not. Like I say, I could be biased because I'm a fighter, and when you're fighting, something changes on you, because you are in a mode that is kill or be killed. And as a fighter, I think the referees, they should let the fight go a little bit more, a little bit more. They have to give the fighters the chance to fight back, because this is not a regular sport. It's so hard to lose in MMA. You only make half of your purse, and maybe you lost the opportunity for life.
Yeah.
Some people never recover. Some people get outside UFC, and so it's too much on stake. So if I'm fighting, every time I'm fighting, I go to the referee and say, don't stop the fucking fight, brother. Let me die. I'm 100% willing to die on that shit.
Sometimes they're trying to protect you, but I agree. By the way, speaking of money, again, I keep going back to this, your nickname. We need to get past this show win model. You guys deserve to know what you are making when you step in the cage. You have to agree with that, right?
100%. 100%. But man, if they made a flat purse to everybody, I would be so happy,
It has to happen.
it has to happen because so many bad decisions, so many bad judgments, so many bad calls. And that guy, Chris Tognoni, people watch my video that I did about him, and you're going to see at one fight, I don't remember the name of the guy, was the Nurmagomedov against Tim Elliott. Tim Elliott was poking him on the eye, kicking him on the nuts, and grabbing the fence all the time. And that guy didn't take any point, and that would change the fight for sure. And it's not only one fight, several times. So I think the referees, they should be held accountable, because you're messing with the fighter's life when you don't play the game, when you don't play the rules. And I see a lot of people saying, you cannot live on the judge's hands. But listen, my brother, when you go over there, you're trying to fight, you're trying to be the best, but sometimes you're fighting the best in the world too. So it's going to be hard. And you cannot blame the fighter for a bad decision of the referees.
I love everything about what you're saying. This has been great. You're doing amazing things. Again, the YouTube channel, if you type in Money Moicano, it comes up. The Patreon is patreon.com/moneymoicano if you want to support everything that Renato is doing, if you want to support his family, his son, his wife, his career. And then, of course, you can buy the Money Moicano merch over at moneymoicano.com. That is a fantastic shirt. I think GC has, my guy back here, he buys all the merch. He's already purchased a shirt. We love everything that you're doing. I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. I was very sad for you that the fight couldn't come to fruition, but hopefully by the end of this year, whether it's against Dan Hooker or anyone else.
First round.
First round.
Dan Hooker, first round. Dan, I'm telling you that. Fucking first round, my brother. Be careful. I'm going to put you on the ground and finish you rear naked choke, okay? Don't tell me that I didn't advise you, my brother.
I would love to see that fight. Renato, thank you so much for coming on. All the best to you, my friend, and we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you so much, everybody. MoneyMoicano.com. Peace out.
There he is. Money Moicano. Renato Moicano. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.